Welcome, everybody. It's great to be with you. My name is Dr. Bill Thierfelder. I'm the president of Belmont Abbey College, and I thought I'd just share a few things with you today, but I should first really thank the Catholic Radio Network. This is a wonderful work that they're doing, and especially in a year where we're not going to have the Eucharistic Congress, this is a wonderful way to try to celebrate the richness of the Catholic Church and certainly our love of the Eucharist. And so, again, just a special thanks to the Catholic Radio Network for all that they've done. Some of you may be familiar with Belmont Abbey College. I hope most of you are, but I'm sure there's going to be some people that are hearing about it, maybe even for the first time, not knowing much about it. So I thought I'd just share a few things with you about the college, where we've come from, what we've done, and so forth. We're often referred to as the Catholic College of the South. I don't know if many people realize this, but we're the only Catholic college between Florida and Virginia. So this was truly God putting us in the middle of the Bible Belt to evangelize and to help the surrounding communities come to better understand what it means to be Catholic. And so we have this rich heritage here, and it's been marvelous for me to personally be part of it here at Belmont Abbey College. It's truly a story of divine providence. I won't go through it all right now for you. If anybody's interested, contact me. I'd be happy to tell you more about it. Perhaps Abbot Placid could go into greater detail, or already has gone into some detail with you. But it's an amazing story of how it all came to be. And it's such an amazing influence the Abbey has had on Catholicism in North Carolina from its beginning. Everything from Abbot Leo Haid, not only being the first abbot, but he was actually the first bishop of North Carolina. So he wore the two mitres, which is really remarkable. And this is where many of the parishes came from. They were manned by the Benedictine monks that had come here to serve and to grow in this community. And then we've had such storied people such as St. Catherine Drexel coming, who actually helped to gave the funding to help finish building the basilica, which went on to become a cathedral, because when you have a bishop, that's where the cathedral is. So this was actually the only abbey cathedral in the history of the United States of America. It's quite remarkable. Today it's a basilica. St. John Paul II actually declared it a minor basilica in the 80s. And so it's interesting where we've come from and where we're going. We were recommended as one of only 20 Catholic colleges in the United States by the Cardinal Newman Society Guide, basically because what we're really trying to do is live out St. John Paul II's call that he wrote in Ex Corde Ecclesiae, which means born from the heart of the church. And it basically just says what it means to be a Catholic college and how do you live that out. And at the same time, how do you welcome everybody as Christ, regardless of background or faith. And I think that's one of the unique things about Belmont Abbey College is that we are solid in terms of who we are. We follow Ex Corde Ecclesiae, we follow the teaching of the church. And at the same time, we kind of throw out our arms to everybody and say, come on and we love you, regardless of your background, your faith, whatever it might be. And we're called to love people and to give witness to the faith and to the hope that we have within, 1 Peter 3:15. Mission statement, I thought I'd just share that with you. It's 3 sentences. Our mission is to educate students in the liberal arts and sciences so that in all things God may be glorified. That's a powerful first sentence. I didn't say we're doing it for money, power, fame, or pleasure. Those things can be all goods, but that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this, and our motto is so that in all things God may be glorified. St. Thomas Aquinas actually talks about those 4 things, and he says that if you don't have sort of first things first, if you don't have God first in your life, what you're going to discover is that those other 4 things have the potential to become addictions because they will never fill you up. They will never complete you. And so this motto is really an important one. We're saying that is it. That is why we are doing this here. The second sentence is, in this endeavor, we're guided by the Catholic intellectual tradition and the Benedictine spirit of prayer and learning. So what's that about, this Catholic intellectual tradition? It's about seeking the truth. We believe that God is truth, and as we seek the truth in all the different disciplines that we have here, we believe that a student gets a little glimmer of that truth in each of these different areas. And because we're liberal arts, and we cover so many different areas of life and purpose, it gives a clearer, we come to grow in our understanding and knowledge of God in our lives, and that's a powerful part of this Catholic intellectual tradition. The other piece of it is that we also are teaching students how to think logically, analytically, to be able to discover, again, what is true, and then hopefully live in response to it. They're taught to articulate their ideas, to write extraordinarily well. So it's this rich history of what Catholic education and formation is about. It's not just about the exchange of information. It's about learning how to think well and to know what it means to be a good person. And then the Benedictine spirit of prayer and learning, this is remarkable. We have a 1,500-year tradition here. 1,500 years. There's got to be some wisdom gleaned in 1,500 years of existence. And if you look back in the Middle Ages, at one point there were over 38,000 monasteries in Europe alone. It is very fair to say that the monastics are the ones who not only built and then preserved Western civilization as we know it today, and Belmont Abbey College is a continuation of that 1,500-year tradition. And then the last sentence is exemplifying Benedictine hospitality. We welcome a diverse body of students, and we provide them with an education that will enable them to lead lives of integrity, succeed professionally, become responsible citizens, and be a blessing to themselves and others. So that, that integrity word, another word for that is virtue. And if you go around our campus, you'll see that we have banners up around our campus all calling us to something. They're not advertising. And they say excellence and virtue. That's what you read on those signs, because we are all called to excellence and virtue. And by the way, you can't archive excellence and virtue. We only have it to the degree everyone here has it. You have it. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. So this excellence and virtue is what we're called to, and it's an important part of the education, again, the formation here at the college. And then to succeed, professionally, we understand the pragmatic part of the world. We all want to, have food, clothing, and shelter and be able to provide for ourselves, our families, our communities, and the world in some way. And so we understand that, and the education here is incredible in that regard. We have a 95% acceptance rate to medical school. I think 100% acceptance rate into vet, pharmacy, PT, OT, what other sciences you may want to talk about. It's a remarkable program. Our honors college it's exceptional. Again, I wish I had more time to go into it, but I'd ask you to take a look at it. We have summer scholar programs, but this honors college, again, goes back to what I talked about, that way of learning how to think well, of what it means to be a good person, of reading and understanding what the best of man has come to discern and understand about life and purpose and truth and God. So then to become responsible citizens. Wow, if there's ever a time that we need responsible citizens, it's today. And each of our students is called to become responsible citizens in what they do. Matter of fact, at the Abbey, every student here takes one semester of U.S. Constitution. I mean, think about that. That shouldn't sound unusual, but unfortunately it is. In today's world, students don't even know what the Constitution is, but at the Abbey, they come to learn what it is and understand the beauty of this country. No country is perfect. No government will ever be perfect. But in my mind, this is the best one that's ever existed. And they come to understand what the foundation of that is as they study the U.S. Constitution. And then finally, to be a blessing to themselves and others. It's kind of playing off that Benedictus, St. Benedict, to be a blessing. And so that's our mission. That is our purpose. That is why we're here. And, I really hope that we'll continue to grow as really the regional center for Catholicism. We have so many things here to offer. And I think a lot of times people don't realize what we have. I wrote a few of them down here and again, this isn't an all-inclusive list, but we have a Hintermeyer Catholic Leadership Program here. It's a scholarship program for our students. They are extraordinary, and they are learning what it means to become a Catholic leader. For example, typically in a year, this year it's an exception because of COVID, they host, the students do. There's no administration that helps with this. Our students, the Hintermeyers, lead the entire youth pilgrimage here at Belmont Abbey College. And typically it's around 1,000 middle school students that are here. It's remarkable to see what they do, how they organize it, how they pull it together, and make it a really great day, spiritually and just from an enjoyment in terms of activities and those kinds of things as well. We have Focus on campus, which is the Fellowship of Catholic University Students. We have the pro-life organization. We have a pro-life march that's here every year. We go down to Washington. We usually have at least 2 busloads of students going down. Many more just meet us there. We have Miravia on our campus. Many of you probably are familiar with that, but in case you're not, it's actually a maternity home for college students. What we found, and the organization Miravia, which used to be Room at the Inn, found is that college-age women, that was the largest population of abortions, those women that were in college feeling like they had maybe no choice. And so they asked and spoke with the abbot here and the monastic community that actually gave them the land here to build a facility that is a maternity home for, I think it's up to 15 women. Our students volunteer at it. The arrangement is that the students from any college woman can come here, have her baby. While she's here, she can attend classes at the Abbey at no cost, and then she is able to transfer those credits back to her institution when she's ready to return. So it's a remarkable thing. I think that we may be the only one in the country actually doing the kind of program I just described to you. But again, not many people know about it. I hope more will learn about it. We have a Benedictine Leadership Institute here at the Abbey, and every year we have a conference or a dinner, an annual dinner, an awards dinner. Our last 4 winners, this is the 4th year. Carl Anderson, the Supreme Knight of the Knights of Columbus, was our first recipient. Leonard Leo, who's the Chief Executive of the Federalist Society, was our second recipient. We're going to say a prayer. As you can hear, probably those sirens going by here. And whenever I hear sirens, I always pray for not only the people that they're going to help, but I pray for those that are going to help. So whether it's a police officer or fire or whatever it might be, I pray for them. So these little things are great little reminders in our lives of, how God is at work, and gives us opportunities to pray for each other as well. Mike Wasser, the president of EWTN, received our 3rd year award. And this year, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas actually received the BLI award. Unfortunately, the day before the dinner, we had to cancel the dinner, but he's still our recipient for this year, and we're hoping to actually go up to Washington to give it to him in person and maybe actually video something with him as well. For those that have been on campus, we have the St. Joseph Adoration Chapel. It is beautiful. It's in the middle of campus. It's inspiring. The altar in it is just beautiful. It's just a wonderful, peaceful place to go and pray and be with our Lord in the Eucharist. We have the Catholic Shop. We have the Catholic Company and St. Benedict Press and Goodwill Publishing, who we have a very close working relationship with. They are incredibly supportive of the college. Many of our students go on to work at the Catholic Company and at St. Benedict Press. We have student volunteers at everything around us. Holy Angels, for example, Regina Moody, who some of you may know, just saintly, holy, talented woman who just runs one of the most extraordinary apostolates I've ever seen in serving individuals with the most severe physical and mental disabilities. It's just a privilege to know her and to have our students to know that they're actually getting that experience. We have great Catholic speakers who have been on our campus over the years. I mean, Robbie George, Peter Kreeft, Matthew Kelly, Patrick Madrid, Christopher West, Father Spitzer, and I can't help mentioning Father Benedict Rochelle, God bless him, as I know he must be in heaven at this point. But Father Rochelle was here, who I loved. We have a Benedictine volunteer corps run by the monastics here, but one of the monks, Father Christopher. 4 students every year go to Africa for, I think it's up to 8 months. They volunteer and they teach there. Extraordinary, life-changing experience for our students. We have a new hand-carved crucifix coming from Italy that will be installed, I think, at the end of this month. We were hoping to have it for the exaltation of the cross, but due to COVID-related delays and some other things that have happened, it's coming at the end of the month, so we're really excited about that. For those that haven't been in the Basilica, the most beautiful, they're not even stained glass windows, they're actually painted. The fused painted windows in the Basilica are just gorgeous. I mean, they won a blue ribbon medal at the World's Fair back in the late 1800s. They're just gorgeous. I invite you to come and see them. All of our St. Joseph College seminarians, where the conference today is actually being based and hosted, are students here at Belmont Abbey College. They received their actual degrees from Belmont Abbey College. As well as by the way, the Raleigh seminarians also are here. So as you can see, there's a lot of great things happening at the Abbey. All-time record enrollment, traditional enrollment. Paramount Health is our local healthcare provider in this region. They are building a new hospital actually on Abbey property right next to the college. It's an unbelievable opportunity for our students. We've added new programs, by the way, in nursing, health informatics, that will obviously be supported by this, and we're looking at many other programs as we move forward. In addition, some of the other academic programs, we just added supply chain management. We had added PPE, which is philosophy, political science, and economics, and a host of others. Professors here, outstanding people, individuals, and teachers. Matter of fact, U.S. News and World Report just ranked us in the top 10 in actually undergraduate student teaching. So again, an amazing opportunity here, and sometimes, I wish I wasn't saying this, we're sometimes that hidden gem. I don't want to be hidden. I want everybody to know about us. That's why I'm happy that you're hearing this and listening to this. And then some of the physical plant, we're just completing a $12.5 million new integrated learning residence hall. So its bottom floor is classrooms, office space for faculty and so forth. The top 4 floors are residential. It's a way of integrating the life here. It should be completed in the next probably month and a half to 2 months, hopefully at the most. We've just finished $5 million upgrade to our science building. State-of-the-art chemistry, biochemistry, biology, and physics labs have all just gone in. New entrance, building has been upgraded. Just looks awesome, and the labs are just exciting to go into. All of this is so that in all things God may be glorified. And I'll leave you with this quote by Abbot Leo Haid, who was, again, the first abbot of Belmont Abbey and the first bishop of North Carolina. He said, "The work and prayers here shall spread God's blessing over this beautiful country in the years to come, when perhaps few of you who are listening to me now shall be among the living." I love that quote. The work and prayers here. Now that plays back to the Ora et Labora of the Benedictine monks that are here. So that work and prayers, but how are those work and prayers going to spread God's blessing over this beautiful country? It's the fruit of the work and prayers, and those are our students. And every year at commencement, it's like a beating heart. Our students are graduating and they're going out into the world. They're going out, spreading across this beautiful country, and they are quite literally God's blessing to this country, which is why it's so important that a place like Belmont Abbey College continue to thrive and grow and to reach greater and greater areas and bring in more and more students so that we can affect the culture, that we can make the world, in a sense, a better place. So with that, I'm just going to say, God bless you all. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference and the speakers. And I hope that someday you'll come. If you haven't been to the Abbey, you'll come and stop by. We welcome each guest in persona Christi as Christ. So we're looking forward to welcoming you sometime soon. Take care and God bless.